I need to figure out how to capture my desktop audio. Need to figure this out. I've got some music going, but you all can't hear it. Okay, so I'm supposed to add a source, and it's supposed to be the audio output capture. I add the source, add source, and then the list is empty under device. Here, I'll show you. List is empty. Why? Why is this list empty? I'm going to need to Google this, because I don't really want to use Loopback. The problem with Loopback is that I forget it on. And so then if I'm in a meeting or something and something starts playing on my desktop accidentally or on purpose, then the audio just blasts through to, you know, sales meeting or whatever I'm on. Okay, so list is empty. Streamlabs, OBS. I already did this. List is empty. And I couldn't figure it out, but what? What? See, this isn't true because like Twitch Studio captured it just fine. Could I capture from just my... Let me remove this. Window cap. Let's try Panda. I don't know if it'll actually allow me to capture the audio. Let me look though. Or Pretzel. Why did I say Panda? Okay, that's not where I want to put it. That is not where I want to put it. And I don't think that's capturing the audio anyway. Okay, let's read the rest of this. So Blackhole, virtual audio driver. Okay, I guess so. Or I just use a loopback and make sure that I turn it off. Okay, I have audio on, or loopback on. Probably works the best, to be honest. I don't really want to install this. Hey, Kate. Okay, so I need to go post that I'm streaming here in a few places. Put it in our community. Okay. Twitter, I guess, as well. Hey, Becca. Hey, Derek. Audio mix for me is perfect. The background music is at a good level relative to your mic. Good. I'm using Loopback, though. And so I don't get this. Hey, Jesse. And Darren. How's it going? I'm going to tweet this out. There we go. So the problem with Loopback is that like if something else pops on, you know, like it's going to capture that. And also I leave it on. I accidentally leave it. So I noticed like partway through a sales meeting that I had it on. So every alert that's coming through, every Slack message is like blasting into their eardrums. Not to mention if I want to pop open a website or something and some audio starts playing, it just immediately goes through. So Loopback can be a good thing and a bad thing. It is the simplest way to do this, though. For some reason, at least this article claims that macOS does not have any system-level audio routing. Which doesn't make sense to me because Twitch Studio, which is a competitor to Streamlabs, has no problem at all with system-level audio routing. So, but I'm not going to install Blackhole just for this. I mean, I could, I guess. It looks legit. It's got 6.1 thousand stars. Let me make sure that this is big enough. Supports all kinds of stuff, compatible with Big Sur. I mean, it looks pretty solid. I see. Okay. So, all right. Good enough. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday to you. Jed and I can show you how to do all the magic audio stuff. We'll buy you Loopback from Rogue Amoeba. Okay, cool. So that's like a separate software driver or something that can handle all this. That's cool. Becca, doing okay? Enjoying fallish weather? Yeah. I actually should go check my pool to see if it's keeping up. The pool heater is keeping up with the cooler temperatures. All right, let's go to Ignite. So there's a couple of Ignite things that I want to hack on today. I've been kind of putting them off for like 2 weeks, so this needs to happen. So first one is this by Harris, and then there's this one here I need to review as well, and then I do need to go look at issues as well and just kind of double check what's going on here. So we had some major problems with Ignite. I think we fixed them recently, but we need to go kind of check through all this stuff. And by the way, I'm going to be hacking on this stuff till noon, so you can hang out with me for basically 3 hours if you want. My daughter is not feeling well, my 8-year-old, and the school wants us to get a COVID test. My wife's going to be doing that. So I shouldn't have to leave for that, but she's not feeling good. I don't know. Like, she was actually having a few breathing problems this morning, so we're actually going to take her to urgent care. But hopefully everything turns out okay there. So Harris is kind of our in-house React navigation expert. All right, so he's pretty awesome at this stuff. He's currently over in Qatar, actually. Yes, it's an audio engine that lets you do all sorts of advanced routing. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so yeah, I'm really interested to know more, Todd, on what we can do with that. That'd be awesome. Get current route. So 1649 is the issue. Accessing the state property of the route object is not supported. By the way, my physical therapist told me I need to slump more. So if you see me leaning forward a little more, there's a reason for that. Because I was sitting like this. It's not good for me. Sitting like this is better. You don't want to be like that, but you have to have kind of a natural curve to your spine and not like ramrod straight. That's not good for you. If he's not too busy, who are you talking about? Kate. Who's too busy? Is Todd too busy? I like the quotes. I like the quotes around busy. When the junior can say that about the CEO, what does that say about Infinite Red? All right. So Name Olson, who I've seen many times around here, actually, big user of Ignite, says, what's going on? I'm getting the following warning. State property of the route object is not supported. And of course, Nicholas. Whoops. Who's awesome, responding to that. I do think that our boilerplate should work with strict true. I just don't like to have it enabled by default. I think I actually said that. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't entertain a PR to that effect. Okay, and then he has this fix. And this is 21 days ago. Yeah, it's been a little while. All right, so let's look at what he did here. Navigation container ref, not doing partial state anymore, or navigation state, or navigation action. Navigation container ref and route is what we're importing. We're no longer doing this route navigation thing. Export const. Okay, so gets the current route from any navigation state, returns an array with route key, route name, and a route. So you can get the route, and you'll get the current route name and the route. Yeah, that's kind of cool. You pass in the navigation ref. Set current screen. It's kind of interesting, as an aside here, how this was such a controversial kind of pattern in JavaScript when it came out with React, you know? Like destructuring an array like that, right? Now, I'm actually curious why he decided to use an array there instead of an object, actually. maybe so you could rename, because that's, I think, the big thing. You could change the name. This could be some other route. This could be, but I don't see a situation where you would be changing these names. Like current route name is current route name. Like there's only one navigation ref, right? Can you make your screen bigger? Yes, sorry about that. Unfortunately, I'm limited in screen size. I made the okay. So I have this design that I've implemented from our designers as far as the layout in Streamlabs. So like it's filling the whole screen that is there. But I can definitely make the font bigger. And if this isn't big enough, let me know, and I can play with our format here. Make it a little bigger. I do need feedback like that. I really do. But font bigger is okay. Cool. So, do we want? I guess the first question we have here is this the API we want? Do we want to export an array that allows you to kind of name these however you want, or do we want these to be an object like with curlies, where you always have it named current route name and route? Let's see here. So let's just look through this navigation ref. So we get this mutable ref object, which is a navigation container ref. Any. If it's null, that means that basically we're still setting up. This right here would mean like, hey, we have the ref defined, but it's not actually been populated yet. So for now, we're just returning a null. Now why is it null instead of undefined? Also, this is equals. Okay. So I'm going to do some feedback here because I do think that there's maybe some room for improvement here. We potentially, because JavaScript. All right, David. By the way, thanks for coming and hanging out. Might want to make this an object destructure instead of array destructure. Array allows the user or the developer to specify different names, but object would enforce that they're getting what they think they're getting. And so I could do, let's see. Oh, right here. So the suggestion would be to use that, right? I'll ask. I want him to know that this is kind of a discussion, you know, like it's not just me, you know, hey, maintainer coming in saying you have to do this. So, and I like this because he can just click a button to like commit it, right? So that's cool. If so, then he would need to change this. If you switch to an object destructure, you'll need to change this. Okay. Now the other thing is the null, 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 null right here, right? Well, first off, I wonder if he's using 2 equals here on purpose. I don't know if it's like an is empty, I guess. Function that does this, e.g., and then I'll just do this again. If is empty, like so, right? I'm not sure if navigation ref would be null or undefined by default here. JavaScript null and undefined is kind of this ongoing like pain point. Yeah, like LowDash is empty, which by the way, you might not need LowDash. I'm going to put this in the chat. You might not need LowDash, but you should use LowDash. You can do the same thing, you know, so if we were to look for the is empty, or empty, is there an empty here? What? There isn't. Well, I thought there was in this, but there's all these different things where you can just like repeat, you know, you can see how you can do it in modern JavaScript. Starts with, for example, things like that. So we have null there. Now I wanted to ask about this as well. Would we want to return null, null, or undefined, undefined? I genuinely don't know. See, I don't know. Like, I tend to go toward undefined. That's my kind of go-to. But there are some people who would make the argument that null is a better option. I'm going to get back to this real quick. Because it indicates that it's not just something that hasn't been defined yet, but rather it's something that is intentionally null. Like intentionally null, or intentionally blank is null. Unintentionally blank is undefined. I don't know. I guess that's kind of the idea. Use LowDash all the time because I have my copy and paste history, and there's a weird bug on Android with old JavaScript engines. Okay. All those edge cases probably useful. If get current route returns null, I suppose there's a precedent for using null everywhere else. I could live with that. So as Harris is reading through this, okay, that's good. So now we're grabbing the current route by getting GetRoute here, like get current route name, GetRoute, navigation ref, and we're putting that in. And then we have this can exit ref, current route name. So this is the problematic thing. The get active route name function was not working properly. So this is going to do what it needs to do. And then Yeah, this looks pretty solid. I like the rest of it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a comment. I'm not going to approve or request changes. I'm just going to say, have some feedback. Nothing critical, but some discussion items. Let me know your thoughts. Harris. By the way, little hint in GitHub. If you just do @, it will automatically pre-fill the author of the issue or the PR. So that's kind of cool. And I'm going to send this to him as well. So just go put it into... Okay. Okay, just let Harris know about that. So cool. Well, we can't actually put this in or like merge this in yet. But we will go back here. We're looking for some changes here. And then here we have add handle exceptions screen. I added an error screen to let user reload the app when some exception was happened. It looks like the below. Something went wrong. Error from main stack. Reference error, can't find variable text. Reset app. This is interesting. The question I have is whether this would give us enough information. It's pretty cool though. I wonder if we could... Boy, that is cool though. I like that. Handle error, kind of wrapping the app navigator. Got a ladybug PNG. Using the internationalization, so that's good. And here's the component. Doesn't look like he used prettier on this, as you can see. So this would need to be reformatted for that. Describe your component here. So there's a few things that need to be updated. It's not quite right. This needs to be changed if we're going to merge the other one, by the way. On reset. And then there's the error component, but then there's also this error screen extends component. It's kind of interesting to use a component, or like a class component here. I like where he's headed with this, but I don't know if this is the implementation we want. This is the tougher thing with like open source, actually. This is where it's like, it's a cool idea. It's done in an interesting way. It's just not how I would do it. And it's not how the rest of the code in, the boilerplate is done. So it's not consistent with the rest of the boilerplate. Now, maybe there is some reason, like, what is this get derived state from error here? Whoa. Never seen that before. Never seen that before. Error boundaries. Use static get derived state from error to render a fallback UI after an error has been thrown. Use component did catch to log error information. Error boundaries work like a JavaScript class. Only class components can be error boundaries. So this is the reason why they're using a class component. Only class components can be error boundaries. In practice, most of the time you'll want to declare an error boundary component once and use it throughout. This would be something useful. It's an example of using and capturing an error boundary. So we have this error boundary. We have component did catch. There's error info. Then return this something went wrong. And there's like a component stack and stuff like that. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. I actually like this this idea quite a bit, but I think we need to do some work on this. So let's clone this down and let's take a look at it and see what we can do. Do some coding. All right, we're gonna yarn up there. While that's happening, we're gonna look at this. This is 1787. So we're going to be doing hub PR checkout 1787. Hub is a command line tool that GitHub released. They have a new one, GH, that I haven't tried. I like Hub. I'm going to make this font a little bigger so y'all can see it. And still yarning over there. Solidarity checks, Jetifier, CocoaPods. Error boundary pattern with Sentry is kind of nice as well. Explain more. I want to know. Okay, so that's done. Check this out. Okay, so now I'm in his branch. Yarn again. Can't share the link of the doc. Okay, so Sentry, React Native boundary pattern. This one here. Fallback, an error has occurred. Okay. I mean, this definitely looks interesting. We're not going to install Sentry and Ignite, you know, by default here, but it is interesting. That looks cool. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. Error screen right here. Now, nothing else is named dash screen, so I think we need to rename this to just error. Go into index. Actually, it's just index here, right? And this is error component. And I actually would rather rename this to error screen, just like the others, you know? So like, for example, welcome screen here. Yeah, there, perfect. Welcome screen, error screen. So, okay, now when I save, Prettier does its thing. So what I need to do here is add some comments, because obviously I was really fallback is super explicit and makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I was really confused why he was using, you know, like a class component here. We're using a class component. Actually, let's start up here. This screen is displayed whenever the user encounters an error in the app. Note that it follows the error boundary pattern in React. Read more here. Read more here. And then that's where I need to grab this. Okay. So then we have React component, error component, because according to the documentation linked above, only class components can, I don't know why I capitalize that, can be error boundaries. At link from the JS doc. Like this. Not super familiar with JS doc, to be honest. I assume WEP means yep in French. In Fringlish. Colors on VS Code. Okay. I'm not making fun of your English, David. Sorry. I kind of am a little. All right, so we're using a class component because according to the documentation, only class components can be error boundaries. And so let's change this to error screen. Okay. And the other thing here is I don't want to necessarily export default. I don't like export default. But let's export the class. All right, get derived state from error. Now, why did he use get derived state from error rather than yeah, see, like use static get derived state from error to render a fallback UI after an error has been thrown. Use component did catch to log error information. Ah, okay. There is a reason for both of those. Okay, good. I'm going to provide both because you may need to log, you know, somewhere. What is the error going to be anyway? Is it just going to be a, like, what's the TypeScript? I wish this had TypeScript. Okay, here we go. Error info. So it's a cheat sheet here. So let's import that from React. Error info, and then we have a React node as well. I may need to look at that. So and the error, so the props and the state, I guess. And then pass those in. And I do need that. Okay. Just making sure we're TypeScriptifying everything how we need to. And then, so we have get derived state from error, and we're going to get the error here. So this is going to be an error, but what is, oh, it's just any, it's like a normal JavaScript error. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. This updates the state to show an error UI. So we have the error here, get derived state. Now, why is this complaining here? Has errors missing in type error any? Should just be error. Or I guess we have null there. Again, this null thing. So we set it to null. And then it can be either an error or null. When it does return that, this error here, and I guess it's error info there. This is going to complain because of, can I just put this underscore? Error is another one of those words that just starts looking so weird after you look at it for a while. So I'll say here, okay, show that. Reset the error back to null. Okay. To avoid unnecessary re-renders, we have should component update. We get the next props in the next state. And why is that any? Kind of feel like this should be, I guess if it's working, it's working. Okay, anytime I see an if, return true, return false, to me, this means return. that, right? Just return if this error is not equal to the other error, I guess. Okay, and then we render. Otherwise, render children. Okay, so if there's an error, then we would return, then we would render the error component, and got the error there. Now, I seem to remember in another iteration of this that there was not just an error, but there's, okay, error info. Which one had, I guess it was the Dan Abramov one, had error info component stack. So let's add that into our error component here. We need the error info as well. And I probably just want to pass through the error itself, right? Not just the string. Okay, and then the error info. Which is not being captured. How do we get this error info? See, now Dan Abramov's thing here, he is actually setting both error and error info in component did catch. So this is for React 16. Maybe we want to go that direction rather than this thing here. Like we would put, yeah, so if an error in a child is encountered, this will run. So now we've got the error info here, and yeah, we can do this again. Error info comes from React. Okay. And we don't really need that. Yeah, we do need to have error info or null. Okay. So we've got both of those. Report error to crash reporting service, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so reset the error back to null. We need to go error info. No, error info is null there. Okay, so we're setting that. And then I don't know if we need, like if the error is the same, we don't have to test the error info at all either. So now we're passing through that, and we need to go to the error component now. And error component props, we're going to have error info markdown 2.js. It's trying to import it from markdown 2.js. Can I just do this? Yeah, okay. So error info comes in there, and we have the error not as a string, but as an error. And so now we can, if we need to, do like something like that. And then we need text. Style equals content. Backtrace, I guess, which I'm going to add. Props error info dot component stack, I guess. We're going to have to verify that this is even the thing here. So content backtrace is going to be content backtrace will be a text style. And for now, we're just going to drop that in. I don't think we're going to keep that. Okay. I'm feeling like we're in a decent spot here. Now, let's see. In the app, need to do, what's handle error? Why does it say handle error? Oh, error screen. I think that's what we need is actually that. So should be error screen, I think. Excuse me. Okay, so I think I've got the error screen there. I don't know. Like, let's roll with it. By the way, one thing that I've been meaning to add to this for the longest time has been iOS. Which I should just do a separate PR for, but. Like, yeah, all right. So yarn iOS. Now, hopefully there's nothing broken. Like it shouldn't show anything, but then we're going to go in here and break it. Like we want to break it. We want to see how it looks once it's broken. So we'll see. How's the stream? Have you noticed any jitteriness or anything like that when I'm working on this? It's kind of important that make sure that it Robin, tune in just to see if you were slumping more as per physical therapist orders. I think so. I think I'm doing it right. Here's another thing she said. I normally was like cracking my neck back and forth. I'm not going to do it because I'm not supposed to. But like really kind of cracking my neck and flexing it around and things like that. She said, don't do that. If you feel the need to do that, just do like turn your neck. Not too far. Not too far. Just kind of like this to get the feeling to go away. Because my neck needs to heal. It needs to be healing. And by the way, having a monitor that I'm looking at chat off to the right is not a great idea. So I'm going to eventually get, next week, I'm going to get a big screen in front of me. I'm going to order one. One of those nice Apple ones, but I'm waiting until next week because Apple is doing an event on Tuesday, so I don't want to mess it up. But yeah, that's the idea is that have to kind of re-knit everything together. And she did some crazy stuff crazy stuff to the back. It's still a little sore here. Not sore, but like tender. And my neck doesn't feel as sore as normal at this time. Like normally it's sore. It's like it feels like I've been working out my neck, you know, and I haven't been, but yeah, so I'm supposed to have you know, this sort of a posture. I should get a standing desk and stuff, but she wasn't like really, she didn't feel like that was a huge issue. It's just more like I do have daily exercises I have to do, and yeah. The daily exercises are a lot of like there's this band that I need to put up, and then I put like a headband around my head, and then I just like move in various directions to like strengthen the stability muscles. If you go too hard, it strengthens the wrong parts. She'll be able to tell you haven't done them. Yeah, well, I am going to do them because I am done with having my neck feel this way. In fact, I was going to actually put it in my calendar for noon. Like every day. And she said that it's extremely important I do this before hockey. Apparently her husband plays in the same hockey league as me. But she said as a goalie, I need to make sure that I do this every day, and especially before hockey. Okay. Making progress. It's loading now. I should have had this going in the background while I was working on some other stuff. Isn't it nice, by the way, that we can run the boilerplate app straight from the repo? We don't have to spin it up every time and play with it and then go back and be like, oh, I got to fix this or whatever. Like, we can just work on it directly. That's awesome. Okay, it looks like it's working, so let's go break it. Before I do that, I'm going to commit, though. Okay. Now let's go break it. So I'm going to go to the welcome screen, for example. Do syntax errors. It says failed to compile, so I can't do syntax errors. Okay, that's fine. What would be another example? Okay, so I'm going to do one without, or like the wrong. Okay, cannot find variable. This is still showing the normal log. Probably should look at those as well, but undefined is not an object. Evaluating state routes, state index. Get active. That's the issue that I was getting. I think I need to grab the other PR and pull it in, because this, let's see here. Navigation ref current get current route. Okay. So the get active, I'm just going to have to do that for now as the workaround and then come back to it. Error component. So this should be, shoot, we're not going to have that, are we? Get active route name. Okay. Hey, Alpha. you need to throw a new error. Happy Friday. Yes, indeed, to you as well. So, okay, we're actually having a problem where both like PRs are kind of conflicting with each other. So we have this navigation ref. How do we get this navigation ref over to the error screen? So if I go to our app.tsx, we have the navigator, but that's inside of the error screen. So how do we know the... Okay, well, let's go here. Navigator. There's the ref. Navigation ref. Where is that coming from? Ah, navigation utilities. Let's go look at that. Navigation ref. Okay. So it is just a single ref that we're getting. So I can actually grab this ref from navigation utilities. Okay, that works. So that means the error screen. Okay. So if App Navigator is getting this, let's go look at App Navigator for a second. If it's getting the navigation ref by an import, does that mean that the error screen should also be getting it from an import? It feels like it knows too much about our navigation, right? Like maybe we should be passing that into the App Navigator and the error screen. Yeah, we're working on error boundary. So there's actually a pull request right now. Let me go look at it for a second. It instead of so when the app has a JavaScript exception, it'll throw a white screen instead of a red screen in release mode. So this is an error screen which can let the user reload the app when an exception was happened. It looks like this. Like it's kind of a cool idea, and I like it. I wanna do something like this, but we need to do it in a way that's, you know, what we want. I'm also realizing why I shouldn't have called this error screen, because it's not really an error screen. It really is an error handler or a boundary. Why don't we just call it that? Okay. Then we would need to go to here. Error boundary. Okay. Oh wow, that pops up. Okay, so I should probably say what I need to say here. You know what? I'll just grab all this and drop it in there. Okay, so what? Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a little better. Plus, when you come over to the app TSX and I hover over error boundary, it should show me a nicer... This screen is displayed whenever the user encounters an error. Close the error boundary pattern, and I will say this component. Or this component handles a JS error in the app. Okay. Okay, I think that's better. And then in the app, okay, error boundary. So we're back to this. So do I pass in the ref, like navigation ref, like so? I think we probably should. Although, is something else happening here on... Sure, yeah, save that. Are we doing any other imports that we would need? So there's an error component, but that's it. Okay, so we would then pass in, from the props, we would pass in navigation ref. 1 second here, alpha. Navigation ref would be a React ref? What do you call it? I guess I can go look at, this is a navigation container ref with current React navigation. You know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking this. So the error boundary, it's gonna know more about this than it probably should, but like, that's probably okay. Navigation ref. Or maybe the error component itself could pull it in. Are you working on the React Native repo or third-party library? We are actually, yes, we were working on Ignite. So it's a boilerplate. Juddy, good morning. Stream is really good quality now. Yeah, we're using Streamlabs OBS instead of Twitch Studio, which I'm a little sad about. I liked Twitch Studio, but that's okay. Yes, but brought to you by Infinite Red. Deep roots in open source community. More Jamon on the React Native Radio podcast. I love it. All right, error component. So this navigation ref needs to come in through the props. And so we will do that. Or we just keep it simple. Like, where do we need this? We don't need this here. We just drop it into the component itself. I cringe a little, though. I do cringe a little. Like, to just pull it in here, right? I cringe a little about this. Whoops. But it is, like, that's where we need it, right? So so how do we use getCurrentRoute? It returns a string. Or no, it returns a route. All of this will be easier when the other PR is merged in. So let's take a look at here at this. See how he did it. Route.name. Okay. So get current route, and then const name equals route name. And we'll do the question mark thing here. So we have name. There we go. To do replace with GetRoute helper in poll 1772 when it is merged. Okay. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with this. Oh, we do need to put a question mark there because it's possible that there is no current route. So we need to verify. So route could be that. And there's the name. Okay, cool. Twitch Studio is awesome if you don't care about the stream actually working. Ouch. It's too real. The user experience of Twitch Studio is really amazing. Like, it just has this awesome like interface and stuff, where Streamlabs is like, I don't know, it's like it's designed by a programmer, you know? Derek, what is a one-liner, perhaps a config setting for Ignite that devs can use to enable or disable the error screen for all builds, or more specifically for development, staging, production builds? Also, this UI change is being added to the boilerplate, so corresponding documentation may be needed to be updated about it. That's a fair point, Derek. Ignore David's snide comment there. That's a fair point. I agree. We need to add some documentation, and I will do that in this stream. And you're going to help me with that. All right? We're going to do that. Here's my recommendation. Enabled could be, let's just think through this. All dev production. What do you think of that API? So you could choose whether you want it to be enabled for everything, just dev, or just production. We could make it true false. That is an option as well. I mean, that looks a little funky, right? But so not available in dev, but it is available in, or we could just say like not dev, or it is dev, or you just say true, right? Or you can manually turn it off. I don't really like true false Boolean props, as you know, Derek. I know you know that. Just because I don't think it captures the state of what we were looking for, you know. But by making it a true false, it allows you to set up your own logic here, I guess. Another option to, let's see here. Not status, but exactly, code smell enabled, right? Like you could do that, status equals enabled. It looks a little funky. We won't judge, Juddy. Enabled true. Okay, chat, you're gonna have to help me on this one. Is this okay? Do we violate our consciences here and do a Boolean property? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is what we're talking about, is like you're saying, is it dev? Or, you know, is it just prod? You know, like, where is it enabled? We need to know that. Or you could have some prop that enables and disables it. we just need to know is the error enabled or the custom like screen enabled. So I'm going to go ahead and just do true. Enabled prop is an enum. I mean, what would we put in there? All right, let's number of values. Like, what would be an example of the values that might be available there? Currently, Boolean. We could do this. I kind of like this better. Catch errors always. Always. Dev. Prod. Right? Never. 1 second here. I do need to really quickly go away for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, see that feels better to me than a Boolean. Catch errors always, development, production, never. Hey, Skidity. Tervetuloa. Catch errors is a perfect example of refactoring and replace an obvious Boolean prop. I agree. 100%. So what we're gonna have here is let's see here. Equals props, or it's like this dot props catch errors always, right? Or this is gonna look a little funky. Or dev and dev, or equals prod and not dev, or and if it's never so if it's enabled and blah blah blah, then do that. Otherwise we're just returning that. So what I'm actually going to do is put this into a little method. So we're going to do this as is enabled Boolean return, and now we can just go right. So little simpler there. Only enable if we're catching errors in the right environment. Okay. So, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. My neck is feeling a little better. I went to a physical therapist yesterday who destroyed it and then told me to slump more. So don't sit like this all the time. Like, sit more like this. Not like all like leaned over, but you know, like in a more comfortable, normal position. and also not like flex my neck around as much. So it actually does feel better today. I can still feel it. I can still feel the, you know, it's a little tender and stuff like that, but, and I have some exercises I need to do. And Robin even was checking in on me to make sure I was slumping properly. So yes, this is our is enabled situation here. Thank you for adding it. Yes, I like it. I like it. So now catch errors is always, but someone might look at this and immediately, like, here's the thing, Derek, like when someone looks at this, this API, if they see true false, they're just going to be like, oh, it's just, you got to turn it on or off. But if they come in here and they're like, oh, always, what other options are there? And then boom, 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 like always, dev, never, prod. Like that kind of makes sense, right? It kind of just gives you a sense for when we're catching errors. And it's also not just enabled. It's more like what is being enabled. Catching errors is being enabled. With TypeScript autocomplete. Exactly. And then by refactoring the is enabled out, like you could literally put that, all of this logic in right here and it would suck. So by saying return this is enabled and this state error, now we've encapsulated the logic here. Is enabled, props catch errors always, or catch errors dev and we're dev, or catch errors prod and we are not in dev. Technically we could move this there too. But I kind of like it where we are. So it could even be is catching errors, I guess. Is catching errors. Let's do it. This is enabled. All right. Yeah, I like it as is as well. Yeah, Kate, this is good stuff. Like this is stuff that I think is hard to kind of learn from tutorials and stuff like that. But you know, when you actually do some coding in real life projects, you're going to run into stuff like this. Okay. Actually, yeah, I'm going to remove that now. All right. So now I'm going to refresh and unhandled require an unknown module. I'm going to kill that, and I'm actually going to do a yarn start over here. And I'm going to do a yarn iOS. So what we're doing here is we loaded up that, and now we are building the app again. We're going to test this in Android as well, but for now we're going to... Aha! Hey, did you see that for a half second? Cannot find variable. Why did that still pop up? Okay, yeah. No, this is where this is working. And then if I hit reset app, okay. We're getting there. Here's the stack. Can we... Yeah, we can actually even like scroll through it. All right. How do we fill this vertically? Like it's only this size right now. We also need to change the colors. But we're getting there. This is cool. Or at least can we like vertically center this? Container. By the way, we don't need that anymore. Line item center. Max height 50% is what we're seeing here. Let's do like 80%, I guess. Oh, that worked. Let's go 70. Whoops, not 7. 70. Okay, that looks a lot better. Min height, metrics, screen height. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, this 70% seems to work. We can try it with some different screen sizes too. Error from missing name, value stack. So I think the idea here is that and let me actually go here to our, we're getting a stack over here. Sarah is located and it has all of this information, right? So I actually think we don't want the error info in there. Just like the original PR was. Because this is actually intended to be a friendly message that's like, hey, something went wrong, contact your developer is kind of that's what it's for. So let's actually play around with this style a little bit, and I don't think we want the content backtrace. If we do, we may want to, I think we want the reference error thing right there, like that. It says selectable too. That's interesting. Oh, you can copy it. That's cool. Missing name value. Oh, I see. Unknown. Let's do that. Oh, shoot. That doesn't work. Do that. Okay. Error from unknown stack. Yeah, because I don't think it was actually... Okay, let's go back to the welcome screen here. Let's remove that. Now, what would be... Yeah, it doesn't like that. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, no, stop. Okay, so IO input send. Okay. Can I? Why am I having so many problems here? How do I refresh? Device shake, I guess. Reload. Okay. Okay, now when I click this, uncaught error, cannot find variable. It's showing this in dev. Drop the metrics file in the last version. I forgot what the metrics file even was, to be honest. So this isn't actually catching it, weirdly. Let me see. Let me go back to the documentation here. Declaring using a, okay. Individual widgets in an error boundary to protect them from crashing the rest of the application. As of React 16, errors that were not caught by any error boundary will result in unmounting of the whole React component tree. Leaving the broken UI visible could lead to someone sending a message to the wrong person. I'm glad they didn't do that. It's worse for a payments app to display a wrong amount than to render nothing. You will likely uncover existing crashes in your application that have not been noticed before. Adding error boundaries lets you provide better user experience. Okay. Component stack. How about try catch? Set state. Component did update. Error boundaries do not catch errors inside of event handlers, and that's what I was doing. So you just use try catch there. Okay, so me putting this in here does not work. Where would it be a thing? So if I went like, well, what's an example of an error? What would be an example of an error that would happen? So this is on like, yeah, I actually don't know how to trigger an error like this. Errors during rendering in lifecycle method and constructors of the whole. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go in like a rendering situation here, right? And we'll say const foo equals undefined, and then foo dot do something, and this should be like an undefined error, right? I don't know why this isn't. Why is that any when it's undefined? Okay, whatever. Undefined is not an object. Undefined is not an object. So we do see it did catch it. It did catch it. Let's do it in use effect, I guess. This might not be what we want to do. I don't know why it keeps trying to grab it from Markdown to JS. Which I'm not even sure why that's being imported, to be honest, but okay. Use effect. Undefined is not an object. And it still doesn't know, like, let me put this in like a set timeout maybe. I'm gonna have to get a little more fancy here. What I'll do is I will, let's see here. Oops. Okay, so we're going to do const let's see here. Foo set foo equals use state so initially use state is, or foo is going to be an object. Okay. And then we're going to set foo to undefined after 2 seconds. So this should trigger an error. What's going on here? Device, shake, reload. I thought I fixed that. Oh, again. Why? Why are you hijacking? Okay, reload. Hey. Okay, and still unknown stack. Still unknown stack. I don't know why we're not getting the navigation here. That's the problem right now, is that the navigation has not been set for some reason. So if I go to our error component here, navigation ref current get current route doesn't seem to be working. While we're in here, we should probably maybe remove this stuff here. So I'm going to comment that out. Okay, there's that. And that text really needs to be style equals content. This should be error title. Content error title. And then the backtrace, I'm not going to worry about right now. And we do want the error itself. Wait, what title error is already there? What do you call this? Error from unknown. Okay, so this really should be... Oh, hey, thanks, Haas, for the follow. I appreciate it. Content error navigation. It's more like the nav is what it is. Like we're showing the navigation route. So this isn't really get error. This is get route or get error nav, I guess. And then we have the content error here, which should be primary, and I don't want it to be bold. Do I want it to be bold? I might want it to be bold. So it's primary. What other colors do we have? Error. Error from unknown stack. Undefined is not an object valuing foo dot something. Okay, that's not so bad. The problem I'm having right now, and actually it would be kind of cool to have like a show backtrace that you can tap and then you can see the rest of it. So, I mean, this is a better, like, it's a better like developer experience. But then when you go to like what shows up here is like what happens when production runs into an error. I think I need to make this a little more friendly as well. So friendly subtitle. Okay, and then we're going to go into the here, and we're going to go friendly subtitle. Don't worry, our developers have been notified. Lies. And we'll take a look. This is complete lies. meantime, you can try killing, or what do you call it? Terminating the app, or swiping. What would you say? Like swiping away the app? And restarting it to see if that helps. Okay, so that's the friendly subtitle. And we go to our component, friendly subtitle, and that's going to be right. And this is going to be color dot, should just be like, sure, normal. Okay. So don't worry, our developers have been notified and we'll take a look. In the meantime, you can try swiping away the app and restarting to see if that helps. Okay, I need some padding around these. Horizontal. Actually, let's do like 10. Title error. Thought I just. Let's try 20 on all those. It doesn't seem like it's adding that padding. Oh, what? Horizontal. Very disappointed in all of you, chat. You did not see it. Dismiss. Okay, yeah, that's too much. So let's go 10. And this definitely doesn't need that, so. Okay, so it's looking a little better. Let's see this error. Content error, scroll view. So this scroll view here, or the view contain, I guess, is the big one. I'm going to change that to error details container. And we're going to have padding horizontal and padding vertical will be like this error from unknown stack thing. I think I need to, the title error, I think I need to remove that padding. There's too much padding there. Maybe I don't need vertical. This is not my best stuff here. So, oh, I see. I don't know. I feel like if I just added some bottom padding on the error details, should be okay. Close enough, I guess. All right, so I don't like these colors. These are really bad colors. I also think this button reset needs a font or a text, or what is this? This is just a view. Button reset. Padding 15 is what you're saying? Okay. On all of the 10s. Haas is now following again. Oh, a different one. Haas 00312 Army. I kind of feel like that's not quite right, isn't it? It doesn't look right. But the text color is the thing that's bugging me the most right now. So let's look at, so something went wrong. Oh, in the main container as well. I feel like padding vertical should be more like 50 or something like that. Push it down a little. So yeah, so the title error is something went wrong. That's fine. But then like this friendly subtitle should be something else. Honestly, it should be, well, what's dim? That's definitely not it. What else do we have? Storybook dark, storybook text color. Just text, I guess? That probably makes more sense. Whoa. Okay, not that. Do we really not have any like dark, just black? What is palette anyway? Oh, so I could just grab from the palette black. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. Color line. It's getting there though. It's not as bad. So instead of primary, I probably want error there as well. Unless I make the background of that a much darker color. Undefined is not an object. This does not look good. I think what I need to do is send this over to the designers. Let's see, see, now this didn't look bad. What did I do wrong? I broke it somehow. This doesn't look bad at all. Let me go look at what the styles are here. So container background colors, background, that's fine. Background colors line, okay, sure. Background color is color primary for that, that's fine. Color is color error for error title. I'm already doing that. The content error is color.primary. Right there. Why does that look different? Okay, but let's try that. Okay, so primary would be for the content. Nope, that's the wrong one. Yeah, see, that does not look like that. What am I missing here? This looks like that color, which the background of the button is primary. Why is that not working? Oh no, it is the same. Somehow the primary color is different here. Now these kind of clash though. Those two colors do clash a little bit. I like this color. It's cool. What is it? No. Color Snapper 2. So it's that color. So if we wanted from the palette, let's go to the colors. We have transparent background, primary darker, error is angry. We could add another one. Actually, you know what would be kind of cool is if it was the same color as that, but just lighter. So make that, yeah. So make that. So let's make that. Where's the primary? Is it this one? Yeah. So error here. And then this should just be black. So the content of the error. Wondering if just removing it. No, it makes it white. So I do need to make this palette. I mean, is that black though? What is this color here? Not quite. It's 1D, 1D, 1D. So, could make that also not bold. This should be normal. Okay. Actually, let's see how that looks with normal. Okay, I could live with this. I could live with this. The unknown stack thing though is still bugging me because that should be set by now. So we're doing something wrong here. So in the error component, we are importing the navigation ref from navigation utilities. That's this thing right here. And we're creating a navigation container ref. And that's that. It should not change. Shouldn't change like all the time. It should just be set once. Let's console.log making navigation ref. Okay. So I'll dismiss this. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay. And then I'll refresh. Or I'll just reset the app. Okay, that didn't give me anything. Device, shake, refresh, reload. Oh, nice to get two of them. Okay, so the making navigation ref loaded right here. So it only made it once. That's good. Did the navigation ref not get set? Like, why is navigation? Let's console log in the error boundary. In the error component. Let's console log the navigation ref dot current. Okay. It says null. It's just null. Yep, just null. So, okay. So in our app, let's look here. So the app navigator, let's go there. It's passing through the ref here. I wonder if it gets unmounted. You know? Like before this component actually renders, I'm wondering if this navigation ref gets unmounted or something like that. Because they did say that in React 16, it destroys, it basically unmounts everything. So unmounting of the whole React, but this is errors that are not caught by any error boundary. If I could actually watch this navigation ref and watch it like be set and, you know, unset sort of over time, that would be helpful. Let's do this. Oops. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Null. So it's the debug ones. So there's null, and then there it is. And there it is again. And then the type error triggers, and after that it's null again. So if we were able to, can we capture that somehow before it goes away? Yeah, our navigation reference is just going away, is what's happening. Because of the error boundary, I guess. It's also quite possible that it's because, oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Like, we could put this error boundary inside of the app navigator. And then we would know, but then we're not catching anything in the app navigator. But yeah, like we could put it like wrapping the app stack here. In which case the navigation wrap would work. Because we'd already have it. I'm kind of on board with that. That should help us with this whole problem. We no longer need to worry about grabbing in the error component the ref directly. We can then just take it as a prop. Okay, we're going to refactor this. So I'm going to take the error boundary away from there. So we don't need it anymore right there. In the app navigator, we have this app stack, and we're going to put the error boundary around it. Now, if there's an error in our navigation, though, this is our problem. There's an error in our navigation, then it would not catch that. It also, they may not like, I mean, let's try it, I guess. Let's try it, see what happens, but What the heck? Refresh. Okay. State.routes. Get active route name. Actually, I'm thinking that this probably won't work very well because we... Yeah. This is a tough one. What we're running into here is we kind of need some information from inside of the navigation container there. However, we really need to wrap the navigation container at the same time. So it's like this weird kind of React cheat sheet link in the chat. Yeah, sure. I believe this is Swix's work. Let me go look. Yep, Swix. That's what I thought. So our problem right now is, where do we really want to put this error boundary? If we want to put it around our navigation container, we're going to not have... Wait a minute here. We could put it in both. We could totally put it in both. There's nothing that says we can't put it in both places. That's a very interesting idea. Okay, so we would then need to continue to put our navigation ref in here. And then we would still put our error boundary there. And then we would also put it in our app navigator. So it's in both places now. Unknown stack. Yeah, no problem. So where is this get active route name anyway? I mean, we could just go in here and change this to return ref.current route or get current route dot name. So that's actually kind of an interesting way to do it. State.routes. Okay, let's refresh. Reload. Shake. Okay. Identify is not an object. Navigation ref current. Get current route. Dot name. So there may not be a route. Okay, so let's put that in there. foo.something, that's good. So undefined is not an object. Foo.something. Okay, we've got what we wanted to get. So just changing that was helpful. I don't have to change, whoops. I don't actually have to in my error component. I actually don't need this route name anymore. We can still get the let me go back to where it was. Get active route name. And then we don't need any of this stuff, by the way. So just get active route name will be in here. And I will do get active route name right there. Didn't that import? So we can just do this. Okay, yeah. So, and I don't need, there should be a name here. And food, something is there, and if I reset the app, it should do it again, basically. Dismiss this, and food, something. Okay, yeah, this is feeling a lot better. It's feeling a lot better. Okay, so go back to my app here. So we have an error boundary here. By the way, it still says unknown stack. Don't know why. Undefined. See, it's set all the way up until the error occurs, and then it goes away. It's just gone after that. It's like this navigation ref just doesn't want to stick around. Yeah, I don't know. Unknown stack. What did this person, does it actually work? Like, where is it? Okay. Main stack. I wonder if using get derived state from error get active route name. So this is a route navigation get route state. And that's getting that from the navigator, get active route name. That just doesn't work anymore, though. At least I don't think it does. So, like, if I go back to this and we, instead of doing this, we go... well, it would be whatever the, yeah, the original was right here. So Um, it's possible this fixes it. I'm not really thinking that it's going to, but yeah, route.state doesn't like that. It's probably just going to give me the same unknown stack. Yeah. So let's redo all this. Return navigation ref.current dot get current route dot name. Because this ref should have the current navigation. It just doesn't, though. That's the problem. It just doesn't work. So, okay. Get rid of all this. Get rid of that. Get rid of these. Don't need this. All right. Everything should work still. Now, my brilliant idea to add an error boundary around both the app and the navigation app navigator doesn't seem to have done much. So I'm just going to take it out of there. All right. All right. Well, this feels decent. Let's look at our changes here. So instead of calling it error screen, we're going to call it error boundary. We're going to do the catch errors always instead of, so we can like test it if it does. Oh, you know what we should do? We should actually test. We should test doing an error. So let's see here. So can't find variable foo. That's good. Now let's say I go to my app TSX and say never. Shake reload. Okay, can't find variable foo. It's just a white screen. If I say dev, shake reload. Looks like it's there. And if I do prod, it should not show up. Yeah. And if I do always, it's there. Okay, cool. Now, if I go down, oh yeah, and I need to fix that. Boo. Okay. We have the friendly subtitle. We have the get active route name change, which will be overwritten. We have some padding and other changes there. Oh, we're not going to do this content backtrace. So this I think is like how the non-Boolean prop is used to control whether the debug screen appears or not. I do too. I think that's a really cool idea. Now here's the backtrace. You know, I don't mind leaving this kind of like commented out here. Like you can add the backtrace if you want it, or maybe we just leave it in there. Or do we do like dim? I don't have an error yet. I'm gonna get an error. Okay. So there it is. Oh, this is not right. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's okay, you know? If we do that, we should make it selectable too. It will always say unknown stack though. That's the problem that I'm running into right now. Because it doesn't go to this until... So this is not even worth it then. If that doesn't show us the stack, it's not going to help us. Let's get rid of it. Can't find variable foot. So I think I do need to add a padding around our... Actually, I kind of like this content error to be that. Okay, can't find variable foo. I mean, the backtrace is always kind of a mixed bag here, but some screen basically. It doesn't actually show you where it is. I don't know how useful it is then. We could say like, do you want to show the backtrace? That'd be kind of interesting, but I don't know if I really feel like doing that right now. I'm just gonna leave it commented out. That's fine. Okay, make sure we don't leave that in there. And we'll go back to here and again, look at our get diff. We have error boundary, friendly subtitle, get active route name. And yeah, we move that. Okay, now we need the documentation. Another Haas has followed. Am I being spam followed? I mean, I guess I'll take it at this point, but so let's see here. Basically just cleaning up colors, fix, remove navigation. Oh, you know what though? I don't want to do the navigation thing because I'm not actually doing the navigation thing anymore. So I don't want to mess with that. So what we need to do is get rid of all that change there and leave it how it was, just like so. There we go. So good. Clean up colors, syntax, remove route. That wasn't working. Okay, now we need some documentation. So let's go to our docs folder. I'm just in the boilerplate. Let me grab it here. And docs So folder structure. Okay, that's all good. Generators won't, nothing there. README, I'll go through that. Tour of Ignite. This is a good one. Why is that thing acting? Failed to compile. What? What exactly happened here? That's so weird. Okay. So yeah, that's all good. TypeScript upgrading. Okay, let's go back to the README here. Maybe there's something here we can update. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on our documentation here. Yeah. Yeah. This is not good enough. We got a ways to go. There's a whole section here about how to use Ignite that's just not even there. Well, I can't really fix that right now. So we're gonna have to approach that probably next time. And I mean, I could start doing some stuff on this. That's probably not a bad idea. And I'll do that in a different branch though. So this one will not have docs associated with it, but I will make sure to add that into another branch. Because there really just isn't anywhere to put it right now. We certainly can like if I go to app.tsx here, we can, you know, put more comments and stuff like that. Error boundary is right there. Safe area provider, root store provider, blah blah blah. Like we don't like talk about the toggle storybook at all. There is some documentation kind of within it. Yeah, we definitely need to work on this. There's a lot that needs to be done here. Let's verify that everything isn't working, not destroyed here. Oh, and I should check it on Android as well. So I'm going to do that actually. Yeah. Try not to neck too much, just turn it. And I'll probably do a little do my PT after this, right before lunch. Looks like Bob Scarano had dropped by a little earlier, which is cool. He didn't comment in the chat, but he tweeted at me. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's cool. Works for Squarespace. Okay, here we go. Here's this. Continue. And then what I want to do actually is I do want to play with... wow. What is going on with this thing? Oh, this is my old version here, so gotta wait until this is done. So I do want to break it. I want to go in there and like make sure that when I break it, it works how I would expect it to. So I'll just add my normal foo. This one should break over here. And then this one, once it's done loading, should break as well. Insufficient storage. How do I fix that? Maybe I just need to delete a bunch of crap. Probably. Uninstall. Actually, is there a way I could just like wipe the whole thing? Yeah, I'll just uninstall some stuff. Do it the hard way. Hopefully removing some stuff like that will do the trick. Yeah, so I think got about a half hour left here. I might quit a little early because I did start pretty early. But like my plan is I do want to go and start working on some like documentation for Ignite that actually makes sense, not just like a few targeted things here and there. But let's see if this works. So yeah, I mean, like I can do sort of like starting with like, okay, where do I start? Where do I, what do I do? And the first thing would be just spin it up and then go in there and like make some changes to it and then start getting familiarized. Here's how you do navigation. Here's how you do, here's how you change strings. Here's where the error boundary thing is edited. Things like that. And we can just maybe have like, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it looks fine. So there it is. And reset. Doesn't seem to do much. Oh yeah, because it's an immediate error. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And when I reset here, it works. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna kill that. I'm gonna kill that. But yeah, that'd be good. Push that up and then go back to master and kill the simulator. And yeah, we're good to go. So thanks for coming along and hanging out. I'm going to shut it down just a little early because of starting early. And then tonight I won't be able to stream. I was actually hoping to do it, like come back tonight and do some more stuff, but I have some stuff to do, so probably won't be able to do that. And yeah, if you have ideas on what you want me to, cover, feel free to send them over my way on Twitter or wherever else, and I'll definitely check it out. I am not going to actually. Okay, before I move on, I think it makes sense for me to go ahead and merge this, to be honest. Because it does work. I could ask for a review. I should probably ask for a review, though. Get someone to review this. So I'll do that, and then I'll merge it later. Maybe in a stream, maybe not. I'm not sure, but going to try to keep streaming. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you at the very least, probably before then, but at the very least, next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. See y'all later.